hi, this video is about increasing the sprocket side of the KTM RC390 2017 model. I am Aditya Jadhav and I own the motorcycle. I have been riding it for the past 14 months and the stock sprocket gave up on in 16,000 kilometers. So I'm at the service center behind me and I'm gonna put a larger sprocket. And that larger sprocket is sourced from the KTM Duke 250, 2017 KTM Duke 250. So now I'm gonna run you through how the procedure is gonna be, or what are the things you need to do for that. Yeah, so I'm standing outside the KTM service center in Borivali, that is in Mumbai. I am not inside because we are not allowed to shoot anything inside the service center. That is against their policy. So anyway, let's respect that and carry forward with our own video. So this is the sprocket that I've sourced from the KTM Duke 250, the one which was recently launched in 2017. So this sprocket size is 46 teeth. The driven sprocket is 46 teeth. If you observe closely, you can see 46T written on one side of the sprocket. So this denotes that it has 46 teeth on this sprocket. And in the box we have the driver sprocket. So this driver sprocket is 14 teeth. It's the smaller one. It's smaller than the standard sprocket. So the ratio of the driver sprocket to the driven sprocket is somewhere around 3.3. Okay, and these sprocket are direct fit, bolt-on fit on the KTM RC390. Okay, as well as on the old Duke 390. So even this motorcycle is running on the same sprocket. I have used this motorcycle, the Duke 390, and I have loved the response. I have loved the rideability of this motorcycle with the larger sprocket, and hence I am going on to the larger sprocket on my RC390 as well. It is a big compromise, but I think I'm willing to make that. Yeah, so the current stock sprocket, which has a driver sprocket of 15 teeth and the driven sprocket of 45 teeth. So the ratio is exact 3. Now the problem with this sprocket is this motorcycle lacks the top end performance because of the BS4 conversion and a lot of mechanical changes. Not drastical mechanical changes, but a few mechanical changes, like it runs on a BS4 map and it has a side slung exhaust, so that takes away some of the performance from the motorcycle, the top end performance. So for example, this, like the old RC390, if you've ridden it on an open stretch of highway, you would know how fast it goes up to 178 kilometers per hour. But this motorcycle, 2017 motorcycle, feels a little breathless when it goes close to 170 kilometers per hour, or maybe even 165 kilometers per hour. So the top end performance is anyway not at par with the previous generation of the RC390. Talking about losing the top end performance of the motorcycle, I understand that enlarging or increasing the sprocket size of the driver sprocket is not going to help that, okay? But I don't want to risk reducing the size because there is no power or accelerating potential in the top revs in the motor by itself. So that is a gamble thing. Or maybe when I have some spare sprockets and a lot of spare time, maybe I can experiment by reducing the sprocket size, but not with my daily motorcycle. Yeah, so talking about the technical stuff of the new sprocket, there will be a significant gain and a significant loss. So let's talk about the significant gain. For those who do not know, increasing the sprocket size, the driver sprocket size, and reducing the driven sprocket size helps the motorcycle accelerate better. So theoretically, at the moment, with my calculations, this will increase the torque output by somewhat 8.7%. So this engine already makes 36 Newton meters of torque, and then there will be a significant increase of 8.7%. And 8.7% of 36 Newton meters is somewhere around 3 Newton meters. So theoretically, technically, there will be a increase of 3.1 Newton meters in the overall output, not on the engine crank, not on the wheel, but in throughout the drivetrain there will be a gain of 3.1 Newton meters of torque. Now coming to the significant loss. It's a fact. No, not a fact. It's a mechanical thing. The Duke 390 and the RC 390 are capable of doing only 180 kilometers per hour on the speedo. Now that top speed shall be reduced by 8.7%. So 178. Let's just round it off at 180 kilometers per hour for better math. So 180 kilometers per hour, and then there will be a reduction of 10% at the moment. Let's just assume 10%. So I'll be losing 18 kilometers per hour. I'll be losing 18 kilometers per hour in my top speed. So theoretically, at the moment, my velocity, my terminal velocity of my motorcycle with this setup of drivetrain will be somewhere around 165 to 167. That's theoretically. So final points. This will increase my acceleration. I will lose a big chunk in my top speed. This is a factory part for the Duke 250. So it is promised that it is from Pune, Chakan, or wherever they are outsourcing it from. This is a bolt-on fit on this wheel hub. I don't know if it's called the wheel hub or what, but it basically, this assembly will accept this sprocket easily. Okay. Yeah, the big point in this video is that you will lose the warranty on your motorcycle, because this is not the advised part. This is a Duke 250 part which makes some less power figures than the 390, and I don't know if this sprocket will withhold the power and the surge of torque from this engine, but let's see. I'm taking that risk, and warranty will be voided. So if you guys are keen on keeping your warranty, you will lose that warranty. Yeah, one more thing about this motorcycle and this upgrade or alteration, if you may, will be that the slipper clutch of this motorcycle will work overtime. And when I say overtime, that the slipper clutch will have to do some excess job for not letting the wheel lock, because the ratios have increased. So I think there will be a lot of intrusion by the slipper clutch. Okay, and if you all are wondering that why am I showing only the sprockets, the driver and the driven, that is because the chain is inside. It's inside the service center, and I did not find it necessary to carry it along. But yeah, the chain is also included in the kit. Talking about the chain sprocket kit, if you observe, this chain sprocket kit is not sold as a kit by itself. The driver sprocket comes in one box, the chain comes in another box, and the driven sprocket comes in another box. So this is the new thing that the manufacturers have adapted, maybe to reduce the shipping cost or whatever that is. But if you get it from the OEM, I mean the manufacturer themselves, it will be a lot better, because don't trust anybody outside with your crucial drivetrain parts like clutch plates or brake pads. Just get it from manufacturer. That is a personal advice. Finally read my motorcycle after putting the larger sprocket from the Duke 250, and it rides a little different, and it is not that marginally different. If you've been riding a 390 for a long period of time, you would know the difference, but if you're not well versed with that engine and the response, I don't think you can tell the difference of it, because it is very minimum. But there has been some prominent changes. The changes are that the rideability has improved, so it's a lot easier to ride now, and it's not that snatchy anymore. Well, the 17 models were never that snatchy like the previous ones, but it's just become a little more calmer in the traffic conditions, and yeah, the pull has improved. Yeah, so the bill says the smaller sprocket, which is the driver sprocket, is for 195. The chain is for 1800 rupees. Okay, and the driven sprocket, which is the 46 teeth sprocket, is for 740 rupees. So that totals up to somewhere around 3000 rupees, shy below 3000 rupees. And the labor cost for the chain sprocket is 389, that's like 390 rupees. So roughly around 3,500 rupees from an authorized service center, and you can have a larger sprocket on your 390. And by the way, even if you don't want a larger sprocket, you can go for the smaller one. The small sprocket, which is 15 teeth in the front and 44 teeth at the back, that's a factory part for the 2017 Duke 390. That is to improve the top end performance because the torque was bumped up by 1 Newton meters. That's just so you can go for that sprocket for better top end performance. I personally would like some acceleration for myself, hence I went for the larger sprocket. So if you're confused about which part to go for and what not to go for, and if you're just in second thoughts that if it will fit or if it will not fit, there is a service manual that you get from KTM, authorized KTM, I think the website as well, and all the service centers, they have that service manual with part numbers and standardized parts and their numbers and what would fit into what, etc, etc. So you can cross refer that manual and then decide for it. So because that's what I did for my motorcycle. So the Duke 250 sprocket, so the Duke 250's sprocket kit and the 390's sprocket kit are similar than the Duke 250 and the Duke 200 and the RC 200. So basically the 250's drivetrain is more on the likes of 390.